Yep,
So
this is
you,
the second game for today between Team Nexus Down and TSA.
yep, and so far I believe TSA has not won a game yet, if I'm correct, and whereas Nexus Down, I believe, has won one game. And
Yep,
please
from
feel free to correct me.
let me check. Nexus Down is actually sitting at three losses, and Team Silent Assassins are also at three losses. So these are both bottom of the tier teams right now going up against each other, and one of them will come out with a win today and 3 points.
Yeah, so this is the fight to see who is going to be last.
It's
Oh, this is
scary for
oh,
both teams. That's something that neither team wants to be put into.
oh yeah. Once you're at the bottom, at this point, I believe whoever is at the bottom is not going to be able to make it into the tournament.
hmm The bottom two people will not be placed in the split.
And we still have tonight, and then Friday is going to be our last day of round robins, correct?
Yes, and then we will do all the tiebreakers probably Friday night.
All right.
Yep, awesome. Whoever wins this game will be tied up with Team Funk, who's currently sitting at, or actually no, Team Funk is 1-0 and 2, I believe. So they'll still be slightly below them.
Yep, and we're just looking at it right now. It's just something that I like seeing is whenever someone picks up a Thresh, like you can do some great Mad Life plays, and I love seeing it. But most of the time, you won't see that in our tournament, given that we are lower elo. Uh,
I
Now,
like the
granted,
bands.
oh, sorry, go
Oh,
ahead.
what I was saying is I like the bans coming out from both teams, actually. The Graves, the Poppy, Fiora, all pretty strong bans, especially you don't want to fed Graves, Poppy, or Fiora. And then from the other team, Diana, Mundo, Jax. Mundo and Jax are pretty common bans, but Diana is a ban that you see every once in a while for teams that don't want to go against the champion. That she is kind of a little sleeper pick that you don't see it all the time, but you do constantly see her one-shotting your carries.
Oh yeah, and then it looks like TSA is gonna be going for the more tanky team with Tom Kench and Malphite. I'm waiting to see who else they're gonna pick up, but from what I'm seeing, it looks like they're gonna be going for that strong front line engaged team.
So far throughout this tournament, I've been seeing a lot of Malphite and a lot of Tam Kinch. Sadly, neither of them have had much success in this tournament.
Yeah, and then as well as a Thresh there, I think they picked up Tom Kench to try and possibly be a support. He could go somewhere else, but if he goes support, as soon as someone gets hooked, just eat him right on up and run away. And then on the other side, it looks like that's a Tryndamere and an Olaf. I believe that's well, Olaf is probably going to wind up being jungle. He could go a top lane, but I've seen him play more in jungle right now as they pick up Volibear, which could also go either top or jungle. I have actually seen a Volibear support who did really well as well.
Yeah, but with that Thresh there, I don't think that Volibear is going bot lane. Also, this Udyr with this strong tank CC line of the of TSA, he's able to not Udyr. Why did I say that? This Olaf, he's able to just get to the back line throughout the CC of the Tam Kinch and the Malphite, and until Lucian is able to kite back and do more damage to him before he can get to him, this might be pretty scary for TSA.
Oh yeah, but one thing I do like to point out though is Propane Bobby is actually a Lucian. Like that is his main ADC is Lucian. He loves him, and one thing that I have noticed that he's been playing more and more is he goes tier on Lucian. Lucian, he'll go with tier and Essence Reaver, and it actually has some really good late game damage. And I think it's a good build. I think I'm a Cutie Pie actually first showed it off on one of his streams.
Oh, that's interesting. Does he build from tier into Miramana, or does he?
Tier into Miramana.
Awesome.
Yep, and I'm waiting to see if he'll pull it out here. I believe he's quoted as a only in the most dire of times build, which right now I would believe would be one of the most dire times that they need. If they lose this, they're probably out of the tournament.
Yep, and so far from TSA, I really like the CC that they're setting up. The the E from Echo, the or not the E, the W from Echo, the E and the Tongue Lash from Tam Kinch, the Unstoppable Force from Malphite. Like this is gonna be a game full of a lot of CC, and so far the only person who can just walk past this is Olaf, and I don't know if his whole team gets caught up if he'll have the damage to take out the one or two key people that he may have to take out, especially with Echo being really mobile, being able to ult, and actually being able to build pretty thick and still do some damage.
Oh yeah, and then like I think Tanko was a thing that was going on for a while before he got nerfed, where he would just build tank in the jungle and still do a lot of damage. And with the Lucian being able to kite and go with everything, this looks like a great front line for TSA. But they're also going up against a Lux, a Lux, a Misfortune who deals a lot of damage, especially if Lux lands a light binding. Misfortune immediately pulls out bullet time. That's a lot of damage going down onto whoever she hits, and then especially mixed with her laser of death. That is basically going. If Lucian gets hit by a binding, he's probably going to be going down.
Uh, and with the Echo, I don't think we're gonna have a chance of seeing an Echo. Maybe a Rod of Ages as an item to help him stay a little bit thick, but especially with the big tank line of Malphite, of Tam Kench, of Nautilus, I think he'll want to go more for damage because this seems like it's starting out to be a big two carry team.
Oh yeah, and then one thing I like to point out is that's a lot of magic damage on TSA. The only real AD that they have is on Propane Bobby. And so he's probably going to be building a lot of damage. And then the other team, they're going to have to either decide to build armor to be able to counteract the Lucian or build MR to counteract everyone else.
Yep. But the thing that Nexus Down does have, even though they don't have a lot of CC, they have a lot of utility coming from Thresh. The they have the snare coming from Lux that can hit two people. They got the flip from Volibear, and they have a lot of damage coming out from Misfortune, a Lux, Volibear, and an Olaf.
Oh yeah, from what I'm seeing, it looks like they have a lot of really good single target CC that if someone gets picked, they are going to be picked and they're not getting out. Go with maybe a Lux binding with a Volibear flip into a Thresh hook. They're just not going to get out of there.
Yeah, and this seems like it's a really scary game for TSA because even though they do have the big tank line that does usually end up prevailing in the end, team Nexus Down has a lot of tank with that Olaf, that Thresh, that Volibear, and they do a lot of damage and able to just come straight running at you.
Oh yeah, and one thing that I see is that both supports took Ignite. Neither of them have Exhaust to be able to counteract the sheer damage that would be coming in from them on late game, and so they're going to be going for the kills in early game. Probably a level 2 hook and then shield from Nautilus into a level 2 Lucian is probably going to be a lot of first lane damage, whereas Misfortune is good at if she lands her Qs on her Ricochet bullet that is a lot of damage that could be going on to Propane Bobby or Gunky, depending on who she hits.
Uh, with with the team Nexus Down having a lot of people who do a lot of damage and can run straight at their team, I think Gunky probably would have had a better time going that exhaust just because Olaf isn't able to be stopped coming in. He could exhaust the Olaf, maybe an exhaust the Volibear running straight at them, exhaust the Misfortune who got too close. Lux, he probably won't have a lot of time to get to the back line of Lux and be able to put an exhaust on her, especially since she's going to be so far back. But especially having a team that has so many people running in at them, I think an exhaust would have been a little bit better on Gunky than Ignite.
Oh yeah, especially with like you're saying about the bullet time and everything, and exhaust doing that would cut out a significant amount of damage that she'd be putting down on everyone. But the ignite will help for possibly securing some kills early game, and it would also help to counteract the Volibear passive, since he'll only be healing less while he's ignited.
True, and it looks like both bot lanes, if they have the ignite on at the right times, can also significantly cut down the hill on the ADCs.
Oh yeah, and Olaf took Ghost instead of Flash. He's probably looking to pop his ultimate, pop his Ghost, and just get straight to that back line on Echo and Lucian. and hopefully just kind of burst them down, make sure that they are not able to join in the fight.
And this should be pretty scary for Propane Bobby because chances are that this Olaf's going to be going in for the Lucian because of the ult from Echo where he can help him get in and the dash and everything. The Lucian, when's all said and done, all he has is his dash and his damage.
Oh yeah. Without that, Lucian, if he doesn't have his dash up and puts at the right spot, he's probably going to wind up getting picked off, and that's going to be a significant amount of damage that TSA is going to lose.
Yes, especially with the protector carry comp, if you have somebody who can just run through all your protection to get to your carry, then that's pretty scary right there, and that's why Olaf is pretty good against this composition.
Oh yeah. I'm looking over at the chat. Everyone's saying that tier on Lucian is not going to be a thing. Like they don't want that to happen. And I personally, I want to see him do good with it. If he does pull out, I'm gonna call it Blucian. If he pulls out Blucian, I want it to do good because the extra damage that's gonna be coming in whenever he gets it fully stacked. I believe it's probably gonna be fully stacked depending on how he gets it played. It's gonna be fully stacked somewhere around the 16-20 minute mark. And I want to see it do good. I really do. Just because I'm more of the promote for the underdog. I like the Rockies.
I have not seen it done before either, so I would have liked to see that happen because seeing something done in a game, especially a game with so much on the line, and actually work is actually pretty fun to see.
Oh yeah. And now that we've loaded in, people are starting to pick out the items. I'm not seeing anything too out of the blue here. Thresh going with the Ancient Coin instead of Relic Shield because it's easier on them. They don't have to worry about the last hitting. Nautilus getting Relic Shield because he's melee. It actually works for him. Olaf is actually going with the Corrupting Potions instead of a Doran Shield, so he's probably be going for that early game damage onto Malphite. But Malphite is known for being extremely tanky, especially with that Doran Shield.
I wonder what's happening with Lux right now because it seems like Chaos is still in the base and hasn't bought any items yet.
Oh yeah, we haven't seen a pause, so that means that he's probably just AFK. He's not disconnected. Oh, there he is.
There comes
Just
out the
came back.
Doran's ring and the two biscuits. Something interesting that Team Nexus Down probably, oh no, not Nexus Down, TSA probably could have done is now you can actually put a ward over from Dragon Pit into that bush, and it's a lot easier to do now.
That's actually, it may be a little bit easier to do than it was before, but it's still really hard to do if you don't place it. If you place it just like one pixel off, it could go a little bit too far to the right or to the left of the bush, and you won't be able to get it in there.
True, so I guess that they're gonna just go with the safer ward right on the outside of Dragon to see if Team Nexus Down wants to engage or not, which looks like they're not going to.
And there's the early damage coming out from Lux that she's known for. She hits you with one of her things and hits you with an auto attack, her passive procs, and that's just a lot of damage, especially with a Thunderlords going on.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate for Recluse getting hit by the Lucent Singularity and then getting auto attacked with that auto attack buff from Lux.
Now, on the other side, though, Recluse is the only gold in this game. Everyone else has bronze or used to be silver. And so you never know. He'll probably poke around like I believe right now he is actually poking out Lux a little bit more with his Q. But he could pull something out being as he's the higher elo of the group there. But there's the damage I was talking about from the Lux with the Thunderlords coming down on one of her passive procs.
Ooh, and that was a good trade going from mid and a good trade going all around. This game is just looking like it could be a bloodbath. There's the flash coming out from the Malphite. That could have been bad if that Olaf got that last auto attack out that got cancelled by the flash.
And there's the mechanics that I was talking about possibly coming out of Recluses, but being able to throw the Q and everything. And there's the Tom Kench getting executed. I wonder if he took the right runes of Masters.
That definitely is not good. I wonder if Volibear's got to take notice to that. It doesn't look like he's in the right position to go and take it anyways at the moment now, so he should still have his red buff when he comes comes back to life. It's still very unfortunate for Tom Kinch. There's
Go ahead.
There's the good damage coming out early from this Lucian Nautilus lane. Puts a lot of pressure in. Lucian, especially with his double tap, does a lot of damage. And that should be the kill onto Misfortune, and yes it is. Propane Bobby already showing how much he mains Lucian, knowing the extents of his champion.
Oh yeah, and then one thing that I was talking about earlier was up top how Malphite had to burn his flash to be able to get out of that alive. One more auto attack and King's Entourage would have been able to kill Malphite.
Yeah. And something that happened mid lane earlier that actually saved Recluse's life when they exchanged flashes during the fight early, or not flashes, ignite during the fight early. Chaos actually was forced to use his ignite and flash, but Recluse was able to keep onto his, which actually saved him from the Willowbear gank earlier.
Oh yeah, and then on top of that, one thing I think is hilarious to seeing is how Misfortune is known for having some good damage starting off against everyone, hitting them with a Q. But because of the Nautilus being there, they're able to get into that back line, going past the Thresh, going onto the Misfortune, and Lucian being able to dash in and immediately follow up with everything. I think it's just one of the things that a Lucian Nautilus is going to be able to do against a Thresh Misfortune.
And that trade over in mid lane was kind of unfortunate for Chaos, even though he didn't take all that much damage, but he was able to snare Echo when he was ing into him, but he was still right on top of him, so he was able to get that auto attack off.
Oh yeah, and then there's the Tom Kinch coming up to get the gank, putting down a ward to hopefully make his top laner feel better about him being executed by a red buff earlier. Apparently, Chaos wants to pause because the Misfortune is lagging, which could have led to the reason why she got picked out on earlier. And so there's the pause while she is gonna disconnect and reconnect, and him go fix all that. And then so this gives us a chance to talk about earlier. I'm pretty sure that the other team can't see when a jungler gets killed from one of the buffs. I think it only notifies the other team when it's killed by a Baron or a Dragon. But I'm not sure about that.
I believe the skull and crossbones still shows up on your minimap. Like you'll have to really pay attention if you're the other team. But unless they've changed that in recent patches, you should still be able to see the skull and crossbones on your minimap, because I do remember being in solo queue or in normal games laughing at the enemy jungler dying.
Oh yeah, like I think one time I had just pressed tab, look at the scoreboard, and realized that the jungler had died. I'm like, oh, okay, why don't we have a first blood? Oh, he died in the jungle. Okay, that's what happened. Let's go invade him.
Yep. And it looks like that Team Nexus down did not notice it, and the Volibear honestly wasn't in the position to do anything about it at that moment anyways, being that he was on the bot side of the map towards his Raptors.
Oh yeah, and then he did actually just pull off, I believe, trying to help out a mid lane. I think that was right after the Echo was able to use his Q and then reposition around the Volibear and then flash out. And so Volibear was like, all right, I'll just go take my Raptors as Tom Kinch dies.
And something interesting, Volibear still hasn't taken his blue buff yet, so that's still up. I wonder if he's gonna take it, or if he's gonna be one of those people who gives it to his mid laner, although that's not very common coming from that. That's still his first blue buff, but Lux is completely out of mana right now.
Well, here we're coming in, how the Valakis, apparently his wife was trying to stream. I kind of wish I had seen that stream and watched him just walk and be like, no, get off. But
that was not very nice, calling his wife retarded trying to stream, but
well, he clearly loves her, otherwise he wouldn't have married her.
Yep. Glad you love her and all that shit. Yep.
Now get in the basement and wait till I'm off.
League over wife. Well, it looks like we're back into this game right now. That was kind of an interesting conversation that we were able to read right there. Looks like
there's the hook coming in immediately.
Even though he's shouldn't be lagging anymore. Still just a good Q from Nautilus, and unless they back off, that should be Thresh going down. Propane Bobby with his second kill, and he's pretty far in CS over Misfortune. This is not looking good for. Oh, and there's the Nautilus with a single kill, and the Ignite should take her.
And like I said earlier, Propane Bobby is grabbing the tier, going ahead and getting that early. And it's already showing that he's doing better. So we're probably just hoping that you know, he actually proves that it is a good thing to build.
I also think the Lucian Nautilus has a lot more pressure than the Misfortune Thresh, especially because Nautilus doesn't have that wind up time with his Q, and it's he has just so much CC with the Q and then the auto attack, and Lucian with all of his double taps are just gonna destroy the enemy ADC or the support Thresh, who's actually not that tanky until he gets some items.
Yeah, and one thing that even though Misfortune is getting completely destroyed in lane, she does have the potential to come back late game and deal a lot of damage with her ricochet and her bullet time, mixed with some of the CC from the other team. Even though she is behind in lane, if she lands a good bullet time, that could lead to her getting back into the game.
But a bullet time also for her could smell disaster because it makes her completely immobile, and against this team, it's so easy to knock her out with the point and click ulti by Nautilus, the anchor by Nautilus, the ulti by Malphite. That could spell a lot of disaster for Misfortune. So Valicious should probably watch where he puts that bullet time.
I believe it's Valicus. When I was talking to him, that's what he called it. But yeah, no, you're right. The bullet time, while it could possibly get her back into the game, could also immediately spell her doom. And Nautilus is gonna hit level 6 before Lucian because of the solo kill that he was able to get.
And it's going to be interesting to see if he can get a good death charge off, and then maybe combine it with one of his judge lines and get like a good combo off, and could probably insta kill either Misfortune or Thresh.
Oh yeah. Personally, I'm not sure if it's just me, but I've seen it where you land the ultimate and then hook them as they're in the air. I feel like it brings them back further, even though I'm pretty sure that's not true. It seems like it to me.
Brings it back further where towards your team.
Like how whenever you hit them with the hook from Nautilus, how they come halfway, you go halfway. I don't know why, but whenever I've hit a ultimate into a hook, it feel like it brings them 75% and me 25%. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know if it's. I don't know.
Oh, and there he goes. He is having Discord issues and not having a very fun time. But there's the Volibear with a bite coming down. The Lucian had to flash and dash, but that was not enough to get him out from the Volibear because Nautilus was too far back, did not have the CC to push in on that. But in the meantime, until my co-host gets back in here, we goes, huh?
I'm here.
All right, well I have
just in case for that, so here I am.
All right, well here we go. That's this is how we do it. We make sure we have multiple people here, just to make sure that I'm not left by myself because I am a bronze scrub and cannot cast by myself.
He's the new guy. You never want to cast by yourself either way, Visago. It's not smart. But, yeah, we got an Echo potential gank here. He is not spotted out, as the pink ward means he will be safe. Nautilus, if he connects a dredge line, could get a good gank onto Misfortune, but that Strut's going to keep her really safe. Although, she has spent both of her summoners and is down about twice her CS in lane. But, we'll see if she can make something up in the late game. It's blue shield. It's such a strange build.
Alright, yeah, and so going along with that, the Echo now has blue buff, so he's going to be pushing this lane a lot harder, trying to go against that Lux going in. There's the binding and everything.
Oh, big Lux ultimate. The Ignite goes down onto Echo, but it's not enough. He still has his Chrono Shift in the back pocket if he does need it. Olaf's going to quickly clear out a pink ward, get a quick and easy 30 gold for him, and I think he's back.
I am so sorry. I'm going to have to use my forward for this one.
Ignite is burnt. Is the Lux shield enough? It doesn't look like it as the Time Winder hits. The Chrono Shift goes back. Echo is out. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, and that's an easy pickup for Echo with 65 farm and now a kill up on the Lux.
I'm so sorry about that. I was talking for a while and then realized that I wasn't hearing anything back, and
It's
my
all good,
Discord
man.
closed
Don't
out yet
worry.
again.
It's alright. We heard the thing go off, and I was able to pick it up from there. Don't worry about it. Everyone has problems. We have technical problems. Unfortunately, we do not have a pause button.
Ooh, that Lucian damage was just so much coming onto that misfortune. That there's the Lucian showing how far ahead he is, especially with that BF sword. Actually, they have about the same items minus the tier, but the Lucian with his double taps just puts out so much more damage than Misfortune, even throughout the bullet time.
Oh yeah, and Lucian already has around 220 stacks on his tier at 11 minutes, so I probably expect the tier to be fully stacked somewhere around the I would say maybe 18 minute mark. And that's hopefully when I can look at stream and be like, see, told you.
And also something
Uh,
that looks like it just happened was Malphite was also able to solo out Olaf in the top lane.
oh yeah, the Olaf Malphite is really starting to push in on the Olaf, using that amount of tankiness that he has to good use. Olaf, I believe, is probably going to be maxing the true damage he has second. Yes, he is. He maxed Q, and then he's maxing his and then he's going to be maxing his E for the true damage against the Malphite, which is going to really help him out there.
Ooh, and that's the flash coming out from Echo from after the failed phase dive over the wall.
Oh yeah.
So that's good for Team Nexus down. But something that's not so good for them is the Olaf TP having to be burnt after he was killed by the Malphite. And actually, I spoke too soon. I thought that the Team TSA would have the TP advantage, but it looks like Malphite just TP back up to lane also.
Oh yeah, and well, Malphite is ahead of this Olaf, so the more pressure he's able to push down on him, make sure that he can't farm. Which right now Olaf is actually out farming Malphite, but Malphite having that kill means that he is, I believe, ahead in gold, not by much, but he is ahead.
They're actually
And
right about the same gold. It's hard to tell with the numbers like shifting all the time.
and there's the Lucian coming in, knowing that he has the damage and can continue on with this.
And that's the 2v1 coming out from Lucian. That is definitely not good for Nexus down. Their bot lane's not even able to kill a solo Lucian by themselves.
And that just goes to show how far ahead Lucian is. He is 6-1 to Misfortune's 0-4, and he is above her and by about 55 CS, which is huge. Lucian has a total of around double of Misfortune's gold. Lucian's at 6,200, while Misfortune's at 3,100.
Along with this Echo, who's currently 3-0, probably about to be 4-0. Nope, looks like Gunky's got to get that kill with his Ignite. That actually looks like that's been putting in quite a lot of work this game. I spoke way too soon in Champion Select saying that he needed that exhaust. But being above Lux by 26 CS and being 3-0-1, he's also having a pretty good time in this game.
Oh yeah, it seems to me like every single one of the lanes is going into TSA's favor, which is what they want. They want to be able to do this to make sure that they are staying in the tournament. And I think they found who they want to play. The other teams will probably be watching this. It's probably going to wind up either banning Echo and Lucian just to target ban them out, and then we'll see how it goes from there.
It being 1-12, I can't imagine unless Nexus Down is able to make a pretty big comeback that this can go any other way than TSA getting their first win.
Now, some of the damage from Nexus Down is in the late game because once Volibear gets his stacks up with his health and everything, once Olaf gets some of his health in, and then Lux has the AP, and Misfortune has her damage. Maybe in late game we might see a little bit more even, but as of right now, just the sheer amount that TSA is ahead might be able to carry them through and shut down Nexus Down.
And something I was talking about earlier, especially with Olaf coming towards the ADCs, the Olaf's usually countered by the ADC late game just because of the fact that the ADC is able to put out enough damage to kill him before he gets to him. And it looks like that point where Lucian's got to be able to put out that damage is going to come a lot sooner than it usually does.
Oh yeah, and then right there, Nautilus blew his flash to try and hook in the Lux to get the assist there. So he's not going to have his flash for a later point in the game, but he does still have his ultimate, so he could probably siege this tower and force them out.
It looks like they're gonna go for this Thresh again with just the auto attack snare from Nautilus being so good, and the stun already coming out from Echo right on top of where Thresh was. There was no way that he was gonna get out of there.
Oh yeah, Thresh probably should just let that tower go. It did not seem like he was going to be able to hold that by himself. He was looking like he was hoping for Volibear to get there, but Volibear was not fast enough. While at the same time, Misfortune is like, alright, fine, you can take our tower, but I'm going to take yours. Try to trade out those towers.
And that was a really good call by TSA, though, to be able to pull the trigger on A. We want to dive this Thresh so fast, and just being able to kill him and then take the tower. And that's the second time that I've seen Recluse fail on his phase dive. So I don't know if that's just him trying to still figure out the limitations of this champion, or if he just messed something up that he thought he had before.
I believe it's actually. Oh, he's going in way too deep and using his Chrono Shift to be able to get back out. Oh, Chrono Break, sorry, to be able to get out of there and make sure he doesn't get completely trapped under the turret there. And it looks like we're going to be having a team fight breaking out with a 5v4 in favor of Team Nexus down.
There's Tam Ken's getting caught out, but again, being so thick, that doesn't seem like that's gonna bother him a lot. He's just gotta pop that extra health and be completely safe still. There's the Echo going down to the Ignite from Lux, and there's the double kill from Lux. That could spell disaster for Team TSA. Lux is definitely somebody that you don't want to get fed on the enemy team, and there's Misfortune able to get that double up off on and able to kill the Tam Kench. And there's Lux able to get 3 kills all together from that fight going onto the Malphite, and actually a good move by Propane Bobby to notice that everybody was top lane, so he just got that tier 2 bottom tower.
Oh yeah, and he's just down there going ahead and taking Krugs, getting a little bit more gold before he goes all the way back. And he just realized that up front, he hoped that the team had probably been a little bit far enough ahead to win a 4v5. But the sheer combo damage that comes from Team Nexus down, like we were talking about earlier, with the Lux Snare with her ultimate and to the bullet time, could easily be the reason as to why they're able to do that. But now the Tom Kench with his ultimate did just signify to Team Nexus down that they're taking the dragon. But Lucian has enough damage to be able to stop them from going in and taking that dragon there.
And there's the TP coming out from Malphite, and he still does have his unstoppable force up, so they could put out a fight if they wanted to, but I don't think they will with their Lucian half health, unless their support gets caught out, which he just did. Looks like it's not going to be much, but Thresh got caught out by the anchor, so it's Thresh going down in an instant right there from Team TSA.
And then looking at the Lucian tier, now that it's 19 minutes, he is still not stacked enough. I had believed that he would be a little bit different, but it looks like he's going to get it stacked soon enough, probably by the 24-minute mark, which is a little bit late for a tier to be stacked, but it will get there. And there's a bullet time coming down, picking up the Malphite, and Lux is going to be picking up the Lucian. And the team fight's breaking out. Oh, sorry, has broken out, and I completely shut you down there on play-by-play. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. It looks like the unstoppable force by Malphite did start out pretty good on that fight, but they weren't able to do much afterwards with the bullet time from Misfortune just putting out all that damage, and the damage from Lux coming out with the Lucian, as I said before, being half health before the fight even started. There was Echo being able to pick up the solo kill off on the side in the enemy jungle, but he went a little bit too far trying to go under the tower with Misfortune and ended up getting killed himself.
Oh yeah, when he doesn't have the his Chrono Break to be able to get him out, he doesn't need to start playing the extreme aggressiveness that he has been doing. He needs to wait for his Chrono Break to come back up and then use that to be able to go in, deal some damage, possibly get a kill, and then get back out immediately.
Yeah, but it looks like he did use the chrono break right before he went under tower to get that kill. I'm not sure on who it was on, but that was not smart decision making by him to try and go back under the tower. But after the fight, that's the TP down from Olaf onto the second tier mid tower to help save his mid lane.
Okay, it looks like they're pretty much just resetting the lanes, starting to farm again, trying to continue on, and like I said earlier, make the shift from early game to mid game. And looks like Nautilus wants to possibly go in on this Olaf here, but I think Malphite's signal saying no, that's not going to be a good thing to do. Let's go ahead, back out, wait for a team fight to break out.
Yeah, Malphite does have his unstoppable force back, which is pretty good for him. Oh, and there's the Olaf getting caught out by the anchor, and there's him gonna pop his ult immediately to be able to get away from the CC. So they just turn on to Volibear, who's also able to come out. And there's the bullet time from over the wall, and the death sentence from Thresh able to grab onto Echo, but sadly nobody was able to follow up. But that should be Volibear going down. Nope, that's Propane Bobby able to come out from behind and get the double kill. Tam Kent did go down to Misfortune, and there's the death sentence onto Lucian, but there's just so much damage coming out from the side of TSA and so much CC that their two-person hyper carry is just able to put out so much damage to where Nexus Down wasn't able to get the damage on the people that they wanted to.
And then there's the quadra kill coming out from the Lucian. I wonder who got the other kill, and I wonder if he's a little salty he didn't get Penta.
Yeah, but all in all, there's only so mad you can be, especially when your team's doing so good. It makes me wonder how this is a 0-3 team.
It looks like Thornir Odinson might have had to possibly go down, and there comes the Tom Kench to be able to come in, possibly try and tank, but it doesn't need it. The damage that they have is still there, be able to take down that. And as soon as Lucian back, he picked up Manamune and immediately turned into Muramana. So here's the power spike that has been coming with the Lucian build, and he's probably gonna, if I believe with the BF sword he has now, he's probably gonna be going for a Infinity Edge next.
And he is just so far ahead of this Misfortune. Let me check. He Misfortune's 7,600 gold. He has almost 12,000 gold. He's able to pick up his third item and completed boots, and Misfortune still only has her two items and just tier 1 boots.
Oh yeah, and then so basically the entirety of the team fights are now going into TSA's favor extremely hard. They are 11k up in gold, and another team fight's breaking out here.
And there's the Nautilus getting the anchor, able to just immediately pick out Lux. A lot of their damage. That should be Volibear going down to the Lucian ult. Nope, that was Echo able to get both of them, and he forced a chrono break afterwards, but that doesn't matter because there's Thresh going down and Olaf trying to take out the Lucian, which he was able to, but Echo should just be able to get that with his phase shift.
And now they're doing for a good split push on top and mid, so they're going to be pushing in, possibly getting 2 inhib turrets now. Lux is up in 8 minutes, so mid's going to wait for the minions to use the Baron buff to their advantage and continue pushing in. So they're definitely going to get the top inhib turret. I wonder if they're going to be able to get both of them, though.
That should spell pretty badly for Team Nexus Down, getting aced 2 times in a row right after they just both got back up.
Alright, we have 2 team fights going on, one top, one in mid.
It should go in the way for Nexus Down for the one in the top lane, and it should go more in the favor for TSA in the mid lane. Although that's honestly not how it seems how it's going, with Council being able to kill Misfortune.
Yeah, the Tom Kench is a really good troll fish. As the team fight continues to fight, be waged out.
Yeah, there's Recluse, Chrono, ulting back into try and kill the Misfortune, or not the Misfortune, the Lux, but it just didn't work out in his favor, where she was able to barely get out of range, and the rest of the team was able to go in, had no escape. But there's Propane Bobby able to come back in with that double kill on Lucian. He's just so far ahead. that Nexus Down's not really able to do much about it.
And like I said, the Blution coming out in the most dire of times, and he got so far ahead in lane, and now he has the Mirror Mana, and just the sheer damage that he just pulls out right there. That just goes to show when he has the Mirror Mana activated, it deals so much damage. Like when the Mirror Mana is activated, single target spells and attacks, like his double tap, will deal bonus physical damage to twice the amount of mana consumed, which is 100. And so he on every auto attack, it's dealing an extra 100 damage.
Yeah, and that he just showed how far ahead and how much and how good Blution is with being able to just burst down the full health Misfortune through her heal coming onto her, thinking that she would be able to kill him, and he was just under half health.
Yep. And so basically, I want to see they are completely stomping on Team Nexus down, and their Nexus is going to be going down probably within the next 10 or so minutes.
Yeah, it looks like TSA just taking this time to go back, heal up, and buy some more items before they go back in and probably attempt to finish off this game.
And with 3 dragons, they have the extra movement speed, the extra damage to towers and buildings, so they're going to be probably pushing in and doing a lot of damage here.
And they're pretty close to being 20k ahead, so that's just so much gold on the side of TSA that Nexus Down doesn't have, and they can't really put up a fight against them.
Oh yeah, and then it looks like we'll be seeing the final push here as they have 3 lanes pushing in. If they go bot lane, clear out that, and just push into the they're gonna have all 3 lanes pushing in. And so we're probably about to see the final team fight of the game as Lux blows her ultimate on just minis. That's gonna really severely hurt them on the team fight about to happen.
Yeah, I was gonna say that their biggest chance of winning is to maybe catch out Propane Bobby and burst them out with Lux, but without that ult, I don't think that's a possibility to happen. And there's the team fight coming out, and Misfortune just getting chunked out by Echo, and there's the unstoppable force coming out from Malphite hitting nobody, but in the backline, Lucian was just able to burst out Olaf before he was able to come in and kill him, and there's also Volibear coming down. There's the bullet time by Misfortune, and for some reason she's just running out of the base into her death.
And there's the game
end of the game.
28 minutes. And going along with that, the thick skin on